Yo, what
What's
up?
up?
Yo, what up, man?
Drained?
What is it? It's been a year since we last saw each other.
No, it's been a week. It's been a week.
And we're always like confident. We're always like, "Oh, I'm gonna see you yeah tomorrow," or like a couple of days. It's like
No, like yeah,
one
it's
week
not even a week.
later.
It's not even
Really?
a week.
Hasn't been that
Um,
long.
Hang on. Did did we? Did we have a show last Thursday?
We were supposed to do. I think we had one on Thursday or something, and then we were supposed to do one on Saturday. Because like I
Right.
think we were gonna do something on Friday. I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
do.
think
I
we
don't.
did Thursday,
Yeah,
but
we did. We
then
did.
we couldn't do Saturday.
And we were supposed to do Sunday, but I spent Sunday night at my in-laws because it was a spur of the moment thing. And decided because Saturday I was out with the family. We went on a staycation and just family time. And then on Sunday, spur of the moment thing. My brother-in-law invited us over to my mother-in-law's house. So we went there and we stayed there till like 1 a.m. So wasn't able to do the show, and Sunday was the option, I guess. Yeah, I'm not. I'm. It's just I'm not. I don't know about drained. Like you were asking me if I'm drained. It's kind of like maybe like with your new job. It's like well, maybe not like your new job because your new job is like the same thing but different. Mine is like I was trying out. So I'm basically dipping my feet in uncharted waters. Like this is whenever you start something new, like even radio. When I started radio, like my first friggin' how many months in the job, it was like I was not looking forward to it. It wasn't the fun and games that I thought radio was gonna be. And then you do
Right.
it often enough, right? You get used to it. You get lubed. So it's kind of like that. I'm not working yet or anything. I just took this test thing, supposedly a sample of what to expect if I push through with that, you know particular career path, if it's even a career. But anyways, we have a topic. We'll do it real quick. Since we're starting late, for those who are even still up or are out there, I guess you guys are because it's a holiday. Wait, hold on. It's holiday today. So tomorrow's no longer a holiday, but for ICE, tomorrow you get a break, right?
Well, it's more of like our calendar states that supposed to be Golden Week in Japan starts on um, Wednesday. So it's supposed to be red calendar on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But since we have a different calendar, we started our Golden Week from today. So I don't have work for the whole week up until yeah. So I go back next week Monday. So
Okay.
basically everybody's still working except for well me and maybe some other companies who have a different calendar.
Yeah.
The public schools they follow the actual calendar. So if there's a red calendar. If it's a holiday, then they're on a holiday. So that means I get 2 extra days for Golden Week. But then again, with my previous job as an ALT, you get a long summer off. That's like about give or take 40 days. Then you
Okay.
have spring break as well. But with my current job right now, I only have the Golden Week, which is about like if you include the weekends, I have about 9 days. Since Saturday up until like this weekend, that would be like a total of 9 days off. So that's 9 straight days of not really having to worry about work.
Got
The
it.
next long holiday I will have will be in August, which is the same as having a what do you call that? All Saints Day, All Souls Day for us. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be about give or take about a week. And after that, there's nothing, just those occasional like national holidays. Um, during I don't know, like there's like one in I think there's like one in July, then there's about one in September, and there's about like one in October, and there's about two in November. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the only like holidays I would get up until the 27th of December, which is the actual start of my winter holiday. Whereas if I'm in the public schools, I would probably be starting earlier. Depends on which contract you have. My wife will have her holiday start at the 22nd. She's off
Mm-hmm.
in December from the 22nd up until January 11th, but around that. But yeah, so basically that's the breakdown of my holidays. But yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, well, if you think about it, still like those people who work in banks and other, like normal companies, they get lesser holidays actually. So I don't have the right to complain.
That's
This is
true.
in comparison to my previous job. But grown-ups don't get that much holidays in reality. So I should be thankful.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. And even if it's a holiday, it's usually like, you have to do something with the family, or yeah, you end up like doing chores in
Dude,
the
Saturday I
house.
was with my daughter the whole day because they have like like a tournament. Like they have like this whole day tournament on Saturday. So I was at the gym, well, at the venue from 8 o'clock to like 5. So I was just there, helping out with the coaching staff, and just watch my kid play and stuff like that. So it
Nice,
was basically
nice.
like an all day thing. Then Sunday I have to go to my daughter's uh, open campus, like open school. So I have to watch her class. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we don't have that in the Philippines. Like parents would go to the school to see what they're doing, how they do the class. I don't think we have that. We have parents and teachers conference. That's what we
Yeah,
have, but we never have parents come to our school and watch us do the class, right? Like so,
yeah, yeah,
in Japan
yeah.
they have that. So I did that. I went there and watch her class. Like that was just for about an hour, and but yeah, but still, I had something to do on that day. It
Is
wasn't
that
like
like
a full.
for all the parents of all the students? Because that's gonna crowd up the classroom, or is it like one
Yeah,
parent
they're
per?
like no, all the because there's no more Corona protocol now, so everybody was there. All the parents were there, so it was
Whoa,
full packed. Like everybody was there,
whoa.
like standing and looking at their own kids.
Yeah. So obviously
I
the
think they
kids
were
were
there to
all
watch their own
behaved.
kid.
Were all behaved, and the teacher was like, not as strict because the
Yeah,
parents.
it's yeah,
You know how it is, right? It's
exactly.
like it's like how we are, when our bosses are in the booth. When the boss is in the booth and we're doing our ad libs, we're like, we try to be all professional and
Yeah,
stuff.
we're very
We just
stiff.
like, yeah,
We're
we
not
like
our
we talk.
normal
We
selves.
only talk for like a minute, and like, we want to say some more, but we're like, we can't wait for the boss to like exit the freaking DJ's booth so we can go back to our crazy wacky selves. All right,
Exactly.
so we're talking about social media. Oh, shout out to our avid supporter, or at
Yes, Mama
least,
Arlene, hello.
yeah, we have the short time supporters. These are the people that show up and say hi and then don't listen for the rest of the show.
They disappear. Yeah,
They
that's true.
disappear. They're like, okay, they're scroll because they're on Facebook, so they're scrolling. And we're talking about social media, so that's, I guess that's kind of related, that particular statement where it's hard to get people's attention and you know, maintain that interest for whatever it is that you are sharing, especially like on a show like ours. When you are competing with the rest of the world on social media, and it's just like all they have to do is scroll, and if they find something more interesting, they're gonna keep scrolling, and before you know it, they've totally forgotten about why they were even on social media. But we're talking about social media and relationships. It's hard to pack this in one episode, so we might spread this out. We talk about relationships. It could be parent-child relationship. It could be husband-wife relationship, boyfriend-girlfriend, friends relationship. So social media basically is how it's applied, or the role that it plays in our relationships in our lives. I mean, does it create a larger gap? I mean, how families were back in the day when people would compare, like people would have like the family would have dinner together and they would actually converse. And now it's like everyone's on their phone, everyone's updating what's going on in the world, and we're all living in the virtual world more than we are living in the actual world. And it's just not virtual, but it's not virtual. It's actually real, but it's just online. It's not. It's not the world that we currently live in, our immediate living space. It's more of like what's going on in the lives of other people and what's going on in other parts of the world. We're continuously connected to that and interested in that, and we get to pick our spots. And I think that's why social media is very interesting. And you know, I mean, especially like if you're following a vlogger, or if you're following a certain series, or you get your news from social media or whatever, or you get your humor, your comedy fix. Some of us do that, or you just update yourself with friends and family, right? It's on social media. But does it improve relationships in general, or does it? I would say worsen it, but does it create a gap that wasn't there before? Right?
Well, I don't know. If you're a person who's busy and you have stuff to do during the day, I don't think that really bothers you because that's my situation right now. I don't have time to check my social media. I don't have time to go on Facebook. I do, but it's just, like those. I just like scroll down and see, like friends posting something like I saw you with bags or something. I would just like hit like, whatever. Like I don't really have time to like read on it. When like
Yeah, yeah,
oh, they're together, like just like it. Like I see some like, oh, there's somebody celebrating a birthday, I would greet somebody, like with for, happy birthday, and that's it. But I don't have time to like actually like
like you're
look at
not
something and,
immersed. You're not immersed in it. You
I'm
know what I'm
not
saying?
I'm
Like
not, I don't have time to think about it. I would just like click it and that's it, I'm out.
because
So
because you're busy in real life, right? So
yeah,
you
I
can't.
am busy in real life. Yeah,
It,
I live
and
my
so
life in I live my life in reality, not
not
in the
online,
social
not
social
yeah,
media realm, because
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
totally different place, and I think it's a
yeah,
real
yeah.
place.
And you know what? Hey, that's actually I salute you for that. I mean, I do know people who are busy, and I do know people who are preoccupied or constantly doing something, but still, are focused on their phones, or they still just can't get enough of whatever's online, or they're constantly updating people, or they're constantly being updated by what's going on around the world. They're just hooked on it. It's just I don't know if it's a product of boredom. I don't know if it's just that they're interested in the lives of others. I don't know if it's they're fantasizing about being in that plane, or maybe they are conversing with certain people online that they who's obviously not beside them, or maybe they're just not interested with the people around them, and they're more interested in the people who are away. I don't really know, but personally, I'm on the same boat with you. It's just, I mean, even considering that I have a lot of free time, I mean, so far I kind of do, but still, it's not really, it's not really something that, because I've experienced the negative effects of social media just for myself alone. Like I've gotten in trouble in a relationship because of that. I It's just you a lot of thoughts enter your head, and a lot of things you start consider doing, whereas you wouldn't if you didn't have access to social media. Like it's just there's a lot of temptation involved. And I'm not necessarily talking about like cheating or anything like that. It's more of like just like buying stuff, right? Like even if you don't intend to buy anything, but it's there, and it's telling you the idea that you want the orange chicken from Panda Express, and there's somebody here that can cater to that craving. So you'll order that even if that was not really something that you were initially thinking about or planning to spend on, but you see it. Oh, now all of a sudden you want shawarma, or all of a sudden now you want to order that U2 shirt, or now all of a sudden you like this pair of sneakers. It's that's one thing, and another is that it puts a lot of strain on your relationships with the people who are around you, because it does take a lot of time to scroll through social media, and you can actually check your screen time. I think some iPhones or some phones you can activate that, and it will tell you you've been on your phone for this long, and that you cut down on your phone usage or whatever. And I don't really know. Like my son, I kind of regret giving him a phone. I mean, I guess a lot of parents feel the same way, because it takes them away from the other activities that they would be involved with if they were not on. So because it's an addicting thing. I mean, come on, you get shows on demand, right? You can watch any movie you want, pretty much, if you're subscribed to the right providers. You can go on YouTube and search for anything, a product review, a cartoon episode that you missed out on, a basketball game. Maybe you missed out on Golden State and Sacramento, or maybe you missed out on, you know, on on Steph scoring 50 points, or maybe you follow a series or something. It's all there. And the best part, well, maybe the worst part is it's in your hands. The portability of it. It's not You're not stuck in the living room watching something. You can actually watch it in the toilet. You can watch it while you have a break from work. You can watch it while you're in bed before you go to sleep. And it's contributed to a lot of people not sleeping early. A lot of kids obviously no longer being involved in other hobbies. Like my son used to read like crazy. Like that was his obsession. He loves reading. He would always buy him a book. He he just actually bought a book. But because it takes so much of your time and your attention. It's not social media in general, but just everything online. I mean, I don't know if your kid's going through that yet, but you probably control Snow, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you
last
still.
week she didn't have access to her iPad, so she couldn't watch anything. She couldn't like touch her iPad, so she was just she would watch TV and she was playing the piano a lot because it was her recital. Like that was like right before the recital, so she had to be like focused. And like the basketball as well, I've been like pushing her, and I've been telling her to like practice more because she's in third grade now, and some of the third graders are in the actual team because now there's like a lot of members. Um, the little ones from third grade down to the first grade. Um, some of them can't play in the actual team, so Snow is in the B team, and there were like four third graders who are in the actual team. And I understand that because Snow can't practice Saturday because she has piano. We're still having a hard time rescheduling her schedule for her piano lessons. The teacher is full, and she can't move her to a different schedule. So that's the reason why she was lagging behind. Like the progress in terms of like um, these other kids. Snow started um, like earlier than the like months earlier than the other like kids who were there, but because they were practicing twice a week, and so they have more confidence in like running and not getting like getting hit or whatever. They don't care about that. But Snow was like slow to develop on that aspect. Like she's still like scared. Now she's like getting there because I've been
Yeah,
pushing her.
yeah,
I've been practicing with her outside, like even though with my busy schedule. So I've been like, yelling at her and telling her like, do you want to be like in the B team? Like, you can't play in the actual team. So, don't embarrass yourself over there. If you don't want to do it, like just quit. Like just quit now and don't waste your time. And she's like, no, I want to play. Like I like playing basketball. Like, well, you don't have to like it because I like it. Like you want to quit, you quit now. Don't waste your time. I'm not gonna be mad because this is not for me. This is for you. But if you don't want this, then we can just like find another sport that you like. It's just I want basketball. I'm like, all right, okay, then we'll have to do better. You can't be just like goofing around on the basketball court because that's embarrassing. That's not who we are. So and she's like, all right. So it's kind of like that, and like I said, like I've been doing this to her ever since, like just keeping her busy with all these things outside of the house. Because if she's inside the house, no brother, no sister, there's nothing else to do. If she's done with her homework, her next stop is like, all right, I can use
the
the
gadget,
iPad now.
the gadget. Yeah,
Yeah, I can use the iPad now because I'm done. I'm done with my homework. I'm done with my piano. So I'm like, no, you're not
but she's not
done.
on
You have to
social
do.
media yet, though, right? So she's good. I mean, she's not yet. She's not on social
No,
media
she's
yet.
not
She's
there. She's
not.
not there.
She's not
But
there yet. Yeah, it's more of
yeah,
like
but
just
then
YouTube or something.
YouTube is yeah, YouTube is
YouTube's
it's not
almost like
social
a
media,
social
but it's
media.
like almost yeah,
It's
almost
almost
like
because you can comment and you can interact with other people.
right.
If you watch a video and
She
someone
doesn't know how
says,
to comment or whatever yet, but I think she's getting there because she has friends who are playing Minecraft online. I
"Yeah,
never taught her that. She's ignorant in terms of these things.
yeah,
She doesn't know how to like access things. I never teach her. Like if that's the case, so be it. But she can access her like files on her own tablet, like her school tablet. Like they have stuff to do there. She can
yeah,
access it. She knows how to do it. But in terms of like accessing YouTube and other stuff, she still doesn't have the know how to do these things. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, I prefer it that way. It's got like I see children like I go to the basketball tournament last Sunday, and there were kids there who were like carrying their mom's phones or whatever. I mean, I can't blame the moms because they're probably a handful to be with, so they're handing them like phones or whatever gadgets so that they could like focus on whatever they're supposed to do there. But I've never did that with my daughter. It was like me and my wife we were always like, we cannot do that. We don't give her a phone. Even when she was like small, we never gave her a phone. It wasn't an option for us. Like if I have to like walk her around or whatever, then I would have to do it, or my wife would have to do it. So it was never an option. and she's now 8 going 9. And yeah, like she kind of understood that. Like I would never let you bring your iPad to like wherever. If we're like going to long travels, like all right, let's go to Kobe or Himeji, and it should be like, can I bring my iPad? Like, no, you can't bring your iPad. The reason why we're going out of town is to see places, not to like be on your tablet. Because like even in our trips, we see kids like doing that. So I was like, no, you can't do that. Like if you just want to look at your iPad, then just stay home. There's no point in going somewhere and looking at these, or going to these beautiful places and not look at them because you're busy looking at your gadget. But it's just
Hmm.
like, well, we're trying because I mean, this is like 2023. It's not like it's 1985. All right, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
really hard to go against what's the norm now. That's the norm now. Like if you don't do that, it's more of like all her friends have like PSPs and what do you call that? Like the Nintendo Switch and whatnot. She's the only one who doesn't have a Switch. She's been asking me like, can I get a Switch? But it would like change from time to time. Now she's asking me for binoculars. So I'm like, which one do you really want? Papa, can you buy me binoculars on my birthday? I'm like, all right, well, that's better than a Switch, but well, I don't really know, not yet.
Well, it's their generation, man. Everything is all set up for them. That's like for us it would probably be like the cartoon robots and the He-Man and all that stuff and whatever toys we played with. And for our
Okay,
parents,
like,
you know,
okay, like since we're talking about social media, what's your what's your concern? What's your like, um, yeah,
what's
I
what's the
mean,
motivation for the topic?
yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, well, yeah, well, what is your main
Well,
concern though?
Well,
Yeah,
we've had this conversation before with Pinky, if I'm not mistaken. We've done this like we've talked about this to death, and we haven't really like focused on one issue yet because we're parents, as we're also husbands, we're also brothers, we're also we are employed. I'm currently not, so it plays a role in all aspects of our life, right? And it's really it's such a powerful tool in a sense where for productivity it enhances it. It for convenience, for communication, it's definitely something we probably can no longer live without. Social media has reconnected us with people that we have not seen in ages or otherwise we would not be in touch with. It has connected us with people we otherwise would not be ever connected with. So it's a great tool. It's a wonderful tool, but at the same time, a lot of people are just kind of, it's an escape, right? But before that was what it was. It was an escape. It was an escape from. What was she trying to look for binoculars? She's trying to copy her dad because her dad owns one.
no,
They have a hot neighbor.
okay, I'll answer that question. The reason for this is every time we go to like these nice places, there's always that like those binoculars that
Oh, you have to put a coin. Yeah,
in,
you put a coin in.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that you can see. And
yeah,
I would not give her a freaking coin for that. Like, no, you don't need that. Just use your eyes. And she hates it. I think I did it. Like, I gave her 100 yen one time, and I think she really liked it. But after that, I never gave her.
why don't you get her binoculars, man? It's
Like,
fun.
probably I'm gonna get her, but I don't want her to like. It, see, she's an only kid. Like she's asking for it now. I don't want to give it to her like right away. I could if I want to, but I'm like, no. I mean, no, you can't just like say something and like get it. No, I mean
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not how it
I
works.
agree. I
You gotta
agree.
wait.
I made that
So if
mistake.
it's like, oh, I want that for my birthday. Then yeah, we'll wait for your birthday.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want her to have the idea that no, I can say something and I can get it. So
yeah,
I don't want that. So that's the
yeah.
thing. But yeah, that's the reason why, because we
But
go
you
to
might,
places
you're
and
probably
I
gonna
don't
end
give
up
her money
you
for binoculars.
you'll end up using
She
it
goes
more than
telescope.
than, than she would, though. I'm sure you'd be like, what are you asking me to buy binoculars? Well, let me see, let me see. Ooh,
Probably. That would be the
ooh.
case.
What's that movie? What's that
Maybe for
movie?
some January.
Is it Girl Next Door? There's that movie. Remember that chick from 24? I think the daughter from
Yeah, 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 yeah.
24. Um,
Could be the girl next door.
right? Was it Girl Next Door? She
Yeah.
was like this chick who
What's
was
her
like
name? What's her name?
it was always
Kim. No, her name on
ah
Twitter was Kim.
yeah, she's
What's her
hot.
name?
That blonde chick. Yeah,
Kim.
but
Kim. Kim.
is it
Kim.
Kim? I don't think it's Kim. But
What's her
anyways,
name on Twitter?
Yeah, so social media is a, it's a great tool. It's a wonderful tool, but it's also like I said.
Elisha Cuthbert.
Yes, that's
Elisha
it.
Cuthbert.
Kim, where did Kim come from? But
No, Kim. Her name there is
on the
Kim.
show,
Kim
on the
Bauer.
show, on the
Yeah,
show,
on the show, Kim
on the
Bauer.
show, yeah. So I mean, you don't get us wrong. I mean, social media is a great thing. It's just that even with my kid, like yeah, there are things that I recently discovered or realized, and it probably has had an effect on his personality changes or his mood swings or his.
What do you think would have happened if social media was a big thing during our time? Like
Yeah,
your relationships
we
back
will
then.
not. We will not. There will be a lot of things that the thing with social media though is that it's also made relationships disposable. It's not disposable, but it gives you the feeling that, oh, if you lose a friend, you have 1,000 more. Like you don't value people in your life as much because social media has given you this, like, this haven for I guess it's like a social life in your hands. Whereas before, the only people you'd end up being friends with are people that run around the same circle as you. Either they're your neighborhood friends, either you went to school with them, either they're the kids of your parents' friends, or either, you're very limited. They live in the same city. But now it's like, dude, I get poked by women that I've never met or heard of, probably from countries I don't know. Maybe they're not even real people. They could be bots for all I care about. You know what I'm saying? It's like it gives people that confidence that, hey, I'm not alone. Hey, the person I'm with is, or even the kids, right? They'd be like,
Yeah, yeah.
they would see on social media other children were going through, experiencing certain things, and they'd be like, oh man, my life sucks. Oh man, my parents are poor. Oh man, we don't live in a nice house. I mean, especially if you look at vloggers, if you watch like a lot of these wealthy vloggers and you look at their houses and you look at their lifestyle and you look at, the places they take vacations, especially celebrities, and do that, and that has an effect on a child. Because when you see a celebrity back in the day, we would just see them on TV or in a movie. We didn't really see where they lived. We didn't really see their vacation, whatever. That would have an effect on kids, on the teenagers. They would want to emulate that kind of a lifestyle, and if you can't afford it, you feel bad about your life. You feel bad about yourself. Or maybe people will go out on dates. They could go to they can go to Paris, France, or they can afford this, they can afford that, and it's like, maybe your partner is discouraged or something. She feels like, oh, how come we never go there? How come we never do that? Or maybe you yourself, you're looking at these workout videos and you see these guys who are buff and has a six pack, and they're like, and you're there and you're like, I'm never gonna get that body. I'm never gonna look that good. It's just a lot of things that kind of make people take their life for granted and appreciate it less than they would had they not known that there are better things out there, right? It's like, so when you look at it, it's because nobody on social media will put themselves in a bad light, right? You always want to put your best picture there. You always want to take a picture of your best meal. You always want to highlight where you went to. Obviously, if it's a nice place, and you're not. So everybody just kind of tries to put their best foot forward on social media. So everybody's on social media. If you're the type of person who gets affected by the success of others or the blessings of others, then it will really have a negative effect on you and your way of thinking. Now, if it motivates you and you look at it and say, oh, I'm going to work hard so I can have a car like that, or I'm going to have a house like that, then that's a good thing in a way, right? But for most people, they feel like, they feel like they have another life. Some people even take it seriously. Like there's some people even take their social media life more seriously than they do their real life, right?
That's true.
You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? It's like they care more about who they are or who they appear to be or their persona is online than they do in real life. Like they couldn't care less if their parents see them without makeup. They couldn't care less if their friends, or their neighborhood friends see them and they're like, they don't dress up for that. But whenever the camera's on or the cell phone is, on selfie mode, they got to look perfect. And it's just, for me, it's like, it's artificial. It's kind of like an artificial thing that is floating on social media, because like even when you meet these people in real life, you don't really get to experience the whole persona of that person. You have your perception of them on social media as how they want to be perceived. But when you meet them, they're probably not as funny. They're probably not as sexy. They're probably not as creative or intelligent. They're probably not as, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's more of underwhelming, for the
I know
most
what you're
part.
saying.
Like us. Whenever we interview a celebrity, we see them on the big screen, we see them on TV. We're like, oh my god, what's? And then you interview that celebrity, and you're like,
And you
and
get
even,
disappointed.
dude, even politicians, man, and you get disappointed because media has made them bigger than they really are. Same with social media. You can make yourself bigger than you really are, and I think a lot of people are so caught up in that they forget to live in the real world. That they forget that there are people out there that look at them differently, that know
That's
them
true.
behind the social
No,
media
I mean,
persona,
now that
right?
Corona's, like a thing of the past, it's really nice to be out there with people. Like my wife just went to Nagoya tonight because a friend from her previous work is going back to Brazil, and they haven't seen each other for a very long time, probably about 2 years. So they decided to meet up before he goes home. So she was there with other coworkers from like the previous work, and she said there was there was so much people there, and it was like so much fun because there was just like so much people, and there was like an event there. There was
And
a
we miss
stage. I
that,
think
right?
maybe
We
yeah,
miss
right.
that because
And she
we
was
come from that.
and my daughter was like asking her like, "Mom, did you drink? Like, are you drunk right now? Like, oh, are you crazy right now?" But because my daughter doesn't know, I mean, we were talking about like, oh, people drinking alcohol going crazy, and she's like, "Oh, I'm scared. You might go crazy." I'm like, "No, like there's so many effects when you drink. There's like so many effects. Some people just like talk a lot, laugh a lot, sleep, and there are some people who go crazy." But we were explaining it to her in the car coming home tonight. And she was just like, "All right, I don't know." I asked her like, "Are you gonna drink when you grow up, or are you gonna be like Papa, or are you gonna be like your mama?" And she was like, "Well, Papa." Then all of a sudden she was like, "Well, I don't know. If I have a boyfriend, I'd probably drink and like do some like silly things with my boyfriend." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I don't know if you get these things,
There
but
you go.
the thing is like, there's that element of fun now. I mean, the kind of fun that I like, the kind of fun that I want.
Yeah.
And yesterday I went to the mall, and dude, I lost my card holder. Like
Mm-hmm.
these metal things, card holder that you
Yeah,
put your
yeah,
credit cards on
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. Yes,
IDs
yes,
or
yes.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I lost that.
Like
It
the
dropped out
Ridge
of my
wallet,
pocket.
like a Ridge wallet, kind of.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
dropped it, and I didn't realize that I lost it until this afternoon when I was when I was going to drive my daughter to the basketball practice. So it's like, holy crap, I can't find it in the house. It's not in my like in my wife's car. It's not in my car. So I was like, holy shit. And my license, my driver's license there, and like some credit cards. That's like holy shit. Then I was trying to retrace my steps. I'm like, I remember not taking it out at the mall. It was like I did one time, but I put it back. So I was like, there's no way I could have like lost it there. Did I take it out when I was in the toilet? I was like, I don't know. But then I just went back after I like drove my daughter to the basketball practice. But I have to be, like I have to open the gym because it was my turn. It was like my we call it tobang. So it's like there's like you take turns. You open the gym, then you greet the people who are coming in. So right after that, I went straight to the mall and I asked them all, like, "Oh, I don't know if it's here, but I just want to know if like you found." I went to the information. It's like if you found a card holder that's colored black, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, the other lady was like, I said card. What did I say? Card holder? No, no, no. A card. What did I use? But they said like kado nantoka. Like they said something else. It was like yeah. They were like it's black. I was like yeah, and they were saying, "Oh, can you wait 10 minutes?" And dude, I got it back. I was like, holy shit! This is like how I don't know how many times I've lost my wallet, that thing with all my IDs and credit cards, and I got it back, and it was like, all right, fine. But I was there, and I was like walking around. I was like, should I go back to the basketball practice right away? I was like, no, I'll just like walk around the mall. Then I decided to have a burger by myself, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. My wife's, like um in Nagoya, like going to a party. She was on her way to a party. My daughter's in basketball practice. It's like, oh, this is my time. Like, oh, this is my me time now. I just like walked around and decided to get a burger at Teddy's Burger. It's like a Hawaiian, like burger joint or something like at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there. I ordered a cheddar cheese hamburger, and I sat there. and I enjoyed my drink, I enjoyed my fries, I enjoyed my burger, and I was at the al fresco area, and I was just like looking at, like, yeah, I was just looking outside, and I was like, oh my god, this is nice. No masks, nothing. It's like well, it's sad because I can't, hit somebody up. Like, if I'm in Davao, I could have just like texted you or Master Yoda or whoever, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, where you at? Like, oh, can we meet up? You want to have, like, you want to have a burger or something? I could, but then at least, well, I'll get what I'll grab what I can get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take, I'll take being by myself, sitting there, looking at people walking by, rather than being inside a house, stuck and just on your phone doing social media or something, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
think I think it's a really it's a really good thing that Corona's over, because we don't have to be in social media anymore. We
Yeah.
have that choice to be in the real world,
Yeah.
rather than being in, like, this fake place that we call social media.
Dude, I felt good. I went out with Joe, Brando, Miguel, Mama, those guys, and
I know, I saw those pictures, and you went
I
out
had
with
Mao.
Mao and
Yeah, I know. We were two families, and it's like, dude, like I don't like I miss that. I mean, the thing is, we were blessed to have that career with radio and that particular station and that network where we were going to work, but we weren't going to work with toxic people. Well, maybe a couple or so, but we were going to work with people who were our friends. We looked forward to going to work because, like, oh, I'd see Iceman, I'd see Joe, and we'd actually hang out with the people we work with. I mean, how many people hang out with the people they work with? I mean, unless like you don't have a choice where you all get off at the same time, so you all get beer or dinner at the same time. But I mean, this is different. Ours is like we really hang out with the people we work with. Even when we're not working, we go out and see each other and hang out, and it's just how we were. So we were blessed with that. And and I've also been in a situation where I was working at a place where I dread not only the job itself, but the people I work with. It's like I just couldn't. We just couldn't jive. They're not same
That's
wavelength. Or
true.
just,
That is so
they're
true.
difficult people to be with. They're weirdos. I don't know what. I don't think I'm the weird one.
Even if they're not difficult, let's say they're not difficult, but if they're not as cool as, well, as we think we are,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it's difficult.
It's not. It's different. It's different. I
Even if they're
mean,
not difficult, it will be difficult if they're not as cool as you. You know what I'm saying?
if I
I mean,
wasn't working with these
not
people, I wouldn't
not
be with these
cool,
people.
cool. I'm saying, like, we're like cool people in terms of, like, we're just like cool. We're chill people, right? Like, all right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we don't have issues.
And yeah, and you work with people who have lots of these things, and that wouldn't be fun. That
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah,
fun,
yeah. And I think
even if they're not difficult.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think that's the thing with social media. It's like it skips that part. So you have a lot of friends on social media, and there was a. It's basically like chat. It doesn't really. It's no different than chat. I mean, when it comes to social interaction with the people you're friends with on social media, like if you're messaging them, if you're vibering with them, if you're Snapchat, whatever it is that you're doing with them, communicating on the down low or whatnot, DMs, sliding into DMs, so to speak. It's like it's no different than what I experienced with chat when I was in college. When MIRC was on, when even Yahoo, I think it was Yahoo Messenger, was it? When it started, and it was like I get excited about chat because you could always, it's different because you're in a zone when you're communicating with somebody via chat. So you feel like you're always at your best self because you can filter out what you say. You're not looking at each other face to face, so you're not fidgety and conscious about how you look. You're not judging them on how they look. You're basically just trying to be as smart and intellectual and interesting and funny on as you can be, and you can be any persona you want to be. So if the girl has problems, you want to be the guy who rescues her from that problem. You want to be the guy who listens. You want to be the guy who, it's different when you live with people. So that's the thing. That's the difference with social media. It's like even your kids, right? Even the kids someone will always be cooler than their parents. And my son, he complains about me giving him a lecture all the time, and yet he watches shows on YouTube, but guys were screaming like when they do videos, and I'm like,
I don't even watch those anymore.
no, but I mean, I'm not comparing. I don't blame him for that because that's his thing. Like for him, it's not his dad. That guy's not his dad. That guy is a funny guy talking about interesting stuff that he's into. Whereas your dad's somebody who's like an authority figure who's trying to stop you from doing anything fun, and telling you things that you already know and you want to hear it over and over again. So I get it. But it's just what I'm saying is, for some reason, once something is, once you've had it, once you have it, it's not as interesting anymore as if you were still at the store. And I think that's what social media is like. It's all interesting because when you're looking online, like you're whether it's on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever, and you're looking at pictures of people, or you're looking at products, or you're looking at movies, or you're looking at funny videos or whatnot, you're you're part of the audience, and you're looking at it like a kid looking into a candy store, thinking, "Oh my god, that's so cool! Oh my god, that's so fun." But you're not living in that world. You're not living with these people. You don't know these people on a day-to-day basis. You're looking at them and they're interesting and they're awesome because they're doing YouTube shorts, they're doing clips on Instagram, they're doing clips on Facebook, and but you really don't know. Like, even for us, right? If people see us on Facebook or Instagram and don't live with us and don't know us personally, they probably think, "Oh, Rod's a cool guy. He works out. Ice is a cool guy. He's a DJ." It's like they probably think we have this idea of who we are as people as we presented ourselves on social media, and some people don't get that. Some people think that the person they see on social media, the places they see on social media, even like how a restaurant is presented, and then you go to the restaurant and it's crappy, or they say that this is the best resort, blah blah blah, and they show you like this like cinematic whatever, like a short movie clip of the resort. So you travel 5 hours to get there, and you get there, it's like, what the heck is this crap? Like, I was duped. I mean, you know, it,
Usually that's the case in the Philippines.
it is the case in the Philippines always.
Um,
You
yeah,
know?
you know what? I would have to agree. But okay, let's say for example, like, but if you go to these like really expensive places, that would be a different story, right? I mean,
Oh
these
yeah,
places
of
that they
course.
go
I
to.
mean,
These A-list actors go to. The place I'm talking about is that like the place where you spend like what 100,000 pesos, not even like a million or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah, more,
like
yeah, yeah.
millions a day. Now those places can be like, yeah, they are what they are on photos or whatever it is that
Yeah, yeah.
like they use to promote um their business. But in terms of these things that, oh, you can go there and like check it out, whatever, I think for the most part you'll be disappointed because it's really not. Whereas I'm I'm not saying this because I'm in Japan, but that's not the case in Japan. Like when you actually come here and you go to that place, it's you'd usually
It's
be like,
breathtaking. It's breathtaking,
wow,
right? That's what I'm saying.
wow, it's like wow, it's so because maybe because this is like a four-season country, we're like a tropical country, like
No, 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 no.
you know,
It's not about the country, dude. It's about the pride that the people put in their work.
that could
And
be, but
it
I don't know.
is. It's in how much effort they put in to paint the walls. It's in how much effort they put in to make sure that the customers
You
have a
know what?
working
I would have
toilet.
to agree with you.
You know,
That's true. I would have to agree
basically
with you
it.
because there's this restaurant before that I went to, and it's not like a carinderia or something, but the toilet was like, wow,
Crappy,
really?
right?
This
Yeah.
is yeah, this is a
But
carinderia
they would never
standard
show
toilet.
that on their Facebook page. They would
And
never
I
show
was
their
like,
toilet in their
holy
Facebook
shit.
page, right?
This
They
is
would
like a
never do
decent
that.
restaurant with a really crappy toilet. Like this will never fly in Japan. And they're like, oh, well, we can't fix it because it's like whatever, it's not working. I'm like, yeah, make it work. That's why it's a toilet. Every
I
people
know,
will
I
use
know,
it.
I
They're like
know.
just telling you like, oh, well, it's not working, and that's my problem now. Make it work. That's
That, that should be a required. I mean, that should actually be regulated already. Like if you have a restaurant, you should make sure that they should make sure they have a working toilet and working faucets or whatever. Like that's for hygienic purposes. It's like you can't expect people to go in there, eat, and expect none of them to ever decide to wash or poop or pee or anything. And that's what I'm saying. It's like that's kind of like what social media is like. Everything is presented to you as if like it was a first date.
well,
Yeah, yeah. Toilets are always full of
it's
crap.
full of crap. Yeah, that's
Of
true.
course. Yeah, same with us. We're full of crap too. But I mean, but but it's just that that's just how social media is, and I'm not blaming it. I'm not blaming what social media is presenting. I'm kind of blaming those who are buying into it. Like if you're buying into it hook, line, and sinker, like come on, like if you're gonna go car shopping, right, and you go to the marketplace, dude, how many cars when I've gone I've done a lot of my cars that I've owned are pre-owned. Like I've probably only had one brand new car in my lifetime. I only purchased one brand new car in my lifetime. So everything I either saw in the marketplace, everything I saw pictures first, and every time I go and meet the seller, there's always something wrong with the car. It looks nothing quite like how it was presented on the pictures. It's it's a lot like that. So a lot of people they put a premium on what's on social media and then they look at their own lives or they look at their own car or they look at their own whatever and they think, you know, I have crap. But you have to always consider that people always best put their best foot forward. No, products being sold are always going to look shiny and nice, because they're there to be sold. They're there to get attention. They're there to get likes. They're there to get, to get shares and views on YouTube, so to speak. So you have to understand that. Because I mean, like whenever I go, especially Instagram, if you're on Instagram, everything on Instagram is nice and shiny. Everything. Like you see people, like you don't even know these people. I'm like, holy crap! How come like the videos are so nice? They're it's like everything just looks nice and shiny and crisp. I'm like unlike Facebook where it's kind of like Facebook's like it's but Instagram's kind of like really polished. I don't know if it's because of the filters. I don't know if it's because of the user base of Instagram. They're more conscious about the presentation because it's mostly pictures and that's basically it. Whereas with Facebook, it's you can share anything. But that's all I'm saying. It's like is social media a good thing or is it a bad thing? Now, if it has a negative effect in your life, if you take a rehab from social media and you end up becoming a better person or you feel less stressed about your life, then it was a bad thing. But if you get off social media and you feel like it's something that helps you in productivity, in your business, in your communications with your loved ones, in your daily whatever, it motivates you, then that's good, right? Like some people follow social media for fitness. Some people follow social media for recipes. Some people follow social media for, that's good. Some people,
Yeah.
right? For
Yeah,
meditation.
to me, like social media is just like surface. I mean, it's just a surface. Like you have a what do you call that? A preview of what people's lives are,
Yeah.
but it's not
Not the whole
really.
thing.
Yeah, it's like a trailer of a particular movie. Some trailers can be really good,
But they
and
just
then
show
when
you
you
the
watch
best
the whole
parts,
movie,
right? Yeah, yeah, I know,
yeah,
I know.
yeah, the
It's
best
like
parts.
it's
But then
just
when you watch the
draggy.
movie, you're like crap, right? But there are
Draggy.
also like movies that really have good trailers, and it's actually like a good movie. So
Yeah.
it's just basically that. And um, like for example, I look at your stuff, I look at my other friends' stuff on social media, and it gives me an idea of like, oh yeah, they're doing well. It's really nice, like that makes me happy. Like seeing people, healthy, seeing people like living their dreams or whatever. That really makes me happy. It's like wow, they're doing good. It's really nice. And sometimes it makes me sad when I see stuff like somebody getting sick and somebody going through something, and
Fighting
kind of like
people,
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
not paying their utang or
fighting.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that part turns me off. I don't pay attention to it because that's like just well, you don't put out your dirty laundry in like
I agree.
in
I
public,
agree.
right? You
I agree.
don't put it out. Like your laundry, like do it yourself. Like just like do it in private. Like that's your dirty laundry. Deal with it. But what I'm saying is like the sad part is like for example, somebody's going through something, and sometimes it makes me feel guilty because I don't have like I like people who are like in dire straits and they put it out on social media because they don't have other choice, and I understand that like I mean sometimes I feel guilty because like oh man should I really should I I want to help, but it's more of like but I have stuff to deal with, like to deal with as well.
As
It's more
well,
like
yeah.
yeah, like I don't have like lots of extras that other most people who are successful like
You,
have, like
you mean
I don't
like
have.
those
So
with
what's
like
the
a sick member of the
yeah, like
family,
a sick
right? Or
member of
those
the
who were
family or whatever,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
lots of those things that like you see on social media and it makes you
Yeah.
feel sad because you
Yeah.
want to do more but you can't. And plus
Yeah.
you're like busy with like, oh, I have to do some stuff at work tomorrow, and you also have bills to pay the coming month and shit like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it can get depressing sometimes.
If it's
But
therapeutic for you, for those who air out their, pains and grievances on social media and you feel better getting it off your chest that way, then by all means, I don't mind that. Like if I read somebody ranting or somebody who's like, whatever, uh, and behind that post, that person has kind of felt a sigh of relief, just letting the world know that I'm going through this, then I don't mind that. Sometimes we look at it and we go, "What's wrong with this person? Why doesn't this person keep it to him or herself?" But you know what? Sometimes I wish I could do that. Because there are times when you're going through something. You have your inner fears, or I don't know, maybe you have a health scare or something. Maybe I don't know what it is, but it's like you find it hard to breathe. You're having an anxiety attack or something, and there's no one to talk to, and there's no one who can immediately be there for you, or just someone to lend an ear, or just someone to let you release whatever that is that you need to release. I wish I could just go on social media and like blurt it out. But I mean, do you? Let me ask you: is there somebody on social media that you regularly communicate with?
not no, not really. I
I
think
mean, like like you every night you check up on each other, or you talk about life with each other. Like, I know you're married and everything, but it's like some people do that.
not
Some
really.
people have somebody that they talk to about their problems, and they have a husband or a wife, and they don't
Yeah,
talk to their husband or wife about it. I mean,
no, not really.
I don't too.
It
Like, I don't.
I don't have that.
Right?
There would be people like, well, friends who are like living somewhere else, like really far,
But
but
not
not even
regularly. But
not no. It's like once a year or twice a year,
no, because I
like
would
during
expect that
birthdays or
you'd be
whatever.
like that. Because in person, you're like that. You're always
No,
ready
no,
to talk to people. You're always. But in social media, does it work
no,
for you? It does. It's not the same.
dude. I no because like I said, I want to see people. I don't want to chat with people. I want to chat with people whom I can meet in about a few days or something. I I can't be chatting with somebody whom I can't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, so case
Yeah.
in point, like you're in the, I talk to you more than I talk to like Yoda
I know. I
or
know.
Flip Mode, right?
Yeah.
I'm more
Yeah.
updated with what's happening in your
Yeah.
life than what's
Yeah.
in Flip Mode's
Same
life
here.
or
I like. I
Yoda's
know
life,
what Snow's
right?
up to. Yeah.
So I no because that's the point. Like I could chat with him, but it's like at least you, I see you face to face from time to time, like a week, every week, twice a week. Like on bad
Yeah.
weeks, it's like once a week.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
my friends, I can't see them anymore. It's like I don't
Yeah.
see them anymore. But then
Yeah.
I know that the relationship is still the same. Once I
Yeah.
get home, it's like
Yeah.
oh, like everything's back to normal. Like
Yeah.
like I never left. But yeah, I'm that person who wants that connection. Like you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
here it's kind of bad too because I don't have that kind of relationship as well. Like right
Yeah.
now, I don't have somebody that I can just like text and like, hey, you want to meet
Yeah.
up? Yeah, I have like one for Halloween. Elena, she's become my like Halloween date. Like, she's a friend and she's always like, all right, it's Halloween, we're going out. And my wife knows her as well. She's my wife's friend and like she's my friend. And yeah, like she's my regular Halloween buddy. So we would go
Okay.
out and,
But not
we
like
hang out.
a social media friend where you chat with them regularly at
No,
night,
no, no,
or
no.
like to
No,
check up
no,
on each other.
I don't
Yeah,
have
say,
anything like that.
I feel I feel like if I did that, like I feel guilty. Like I just I feel like I don't even talk as much like with my wifey about stuff like that. Like I don't like my son's the one I talk to the most about stuff. But it's like for you to go online and talk to somebody who you don't even like see regularly, like what you said, I would feel, it's like for me, I don't get any satisfaction out of that. And it's something that is so superficial because we did that in chat. Like I've known people in chat. I interacted with people in chat, and then mag-eyeball kayo, you meet each other in person, and like nagkakahiyaan, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how come you're not the same? Like even on the phone, right? Where us DJs, we always have these callers, and they're all like friendly, and they're all like aggressive and very accommodating, and they're very whatever. And then you come to the station, and you're like talking to them as you expecting them to talk as if the way they were talking on the phone, and they're like conscious, like they're shy. So I'm like, it's not the same thing all the time.
It is
Unlike
not.
us, we're the same on social media as we are in person. I mean, of course, we filter our pictures, but what I'm saying is like personality wise, we're kind of the same. Whereas with other people, it's like, they put up a front, and a lot of people are buying into that. You know, a lot of people envy people who look like this, envy people who will have this, will have that. I mean, for all you know, hiniram lang yan or nakipag-picture lang yan sa... You notice how many... just try to count how many people on Facebook or on social media have pictures of them like posting next to a sports car or something.
That's true.
Right? I mean, nothing wrong with that. I'm just nothing wrong with that. But it's just, like I'm saying, it's just, it shows you how people are pressured into presenting something like that online because of what they think they should keep up with. You kind of have to keep up with a certain level of, I don't know, fame or wealth or perfection or whatever that social media kind of forces you into presenting yourself as. You don't want to be the little house next to the big house. You don't want to be the crappy car next to the sports car. We all want to be the sports car, and I think that's kind of the thing with social media is that people refrain from being real anymore. But my friends who are like in other countries who are not really pressured into that. I don't have that celebrity thing, that celebrity complex. They're fine. They'll post a picture of them looking stupid, or they'll just post a picture of their messy house. Like they don't care. But I think Filipinos are a lot more conscious about stuff like that. You know, we have every Pinoy is a celebrity. We have the celebrity complex. So I guess when we look at pictures and videos and vlogs and social media accounts of celebrities, it seems like they're living a perfect life. You know, except maybe Andy Eigenman, who I applaud for her
Why?
being real, because she's being real. She keeps it real. She lives in Siargao, right, with her surfer guy husband. I mean, she keeps it real. Like that, no makeup, nothing. Like she doesn't care. Like people take videos of her. She's like, she could just, she's showbiz, but she's not showbiz. You know what I'm saying? And there's something beautiful about the rawness of it because it's raw, it's real. She's comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't have to be a certain persona when she's on social media. Whereas most of us are guilty of that. Like I'm guilty of that. Like if I show a workout video, I have to make sure my weights are like this. Put on, it's a studio for me, because, like I said, you want to present yourself the best you can. And I don't really know why we do that though. Like, I'm not selling myself. Like nobody's buying, and I'm already taken. So why is that? Why do people do that? What? Because of Ohio. Anyways, so whatever it
Ohio?
is,
What? Ohio? What's Ohio?
dude. You know what? We had lunch with Chuck's fam, and
Right.
Ashki, Mao's son, was like, he said something like, I think we're in Ohio. What? Oh, welcome to Ohio. And that line, Raj keeps saying that in the house. Even Jago keeps saying that in the house. They're like, what's with Ohio? They're like mocking Ohio as like, a
Now it's Oklahoma.
like a crappy state.
No. Now they're mocking Oklahoma.
That's Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought the states was the states, regardless of which state, But apparently, it's a social media thing that kids have picked up on as well, So, anyways, what time is it?
Yeah, it's been an hour.
So when are we gonna do the next show?
Dude, I'm like, yeah, I can do it. When do you want to do it? I can do it anytime this week. Like, it's fine.
What's your schedule for work? I mean, are you every day?
Like I said, I'm on holiday like the whole week this week.
Oh, the Golden Week thing.
Yeah, because of the Golden Week. So the whole week I'm free. So
Okay,
I
there
can
you go.
do even if I play basketball, I can still do
All right.
like a late, like from 9 p.m. Because usually, yeah, I can do from 9:30 p.m. That's fine because I don't have to wake up early.
I can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays because that's kickboxing night for the wifey. So,
Right.
the kids are gonna be with me. So it's gonna be it's either gonna be MWF Wednesday.
Right.
You good with Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm good Wednesday. No problem.
Okay, so it's Monday today, right?
Monday, yeah.
Okay, so I'm good Wednesday, and I'm also good on Friday, assuming I don't go out or
And that's true.
Don't have anything going on Friday. So you're still good Friday, right?
I'm Good Friday too.
So,
Not a
but
problem.
next week you're gonna be busy as heck again.
Yeah, that would be like, yeah, that would be like back to normal. So I could probably do, oh shit, yeah, man, that's the thing. You have like the Tuesday and Thursday with bags, right? Yeah, I can do the Friday thing, but yeah, whatever. Like let's
No, no.
like,
No, no. So what's your schedule? Regular schedule at work? Like, what time do you get out of the house? What time do you get home?
dude, I get home like almost 8 or 8 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Every
it's
day?
like, yeah.
I mean,
If
what
my
time are
if
your
my
classes, dude?
dude, I get, see. Here's the thing: I leave early to get there at around 8:15. My clock in is at 9 a.m. But because I have a lot of things to do, so I prefer to be there early to be ready. And the kids are going to be there from 10 to 2, like my actual kids for my class. But then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I get my break. But then I have to do kids club, like those people in daycare, like those
Mm-hmm.
kids in daycare. I have like an hour of it or like 45 minutes. Then the next um hour or so would be like prep time. It's like getting ready for the next day to prep for your lesson or whatever it is that you need to do the next day. Then after that, you have to do, like on Mondays I have an after school. So I get home even later because of, the after school. Like I start my after school from 4:30 to 6:30. So I have that class. So it's one class, but it's 2 hours, Mondays and Thursdays. My Thursday class is unbelievable. They're just like crazy. So yeah, imagine the travel. Like although I take the expressway on those days when I have after school, I'm still yeah, it's still around that time.
Dang, man.
8 o'clock. I get home 8 o'clock, and
Wow.
then I eat my dinner. Then I try to relax. Then yeah, it's the total opposite of what my life was back then. 4 o'clock, I'm out of school. There are even times at 2:30, I'm out of the school, like 3 o'clock. Then I'm here, the sun is still up, and I could still do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like pick up my daughter at around
Yeah,
four,
but
four
dang,
fifteen.
man, that's like you
Now it's
barely
like the
see your
total opposite.
family now. Like you barely
Yeah,
spend time with family.
yeah,
And
that's true. Like,
you get home just to sleep, basically, right?
yes, sleep, then go back to work the next day. So I really feel sad that I lost. I, I I'm losing a lot of time with my daughter. So
Damn.
yeah, it's not the same as like the last 8 years. So I'm saying that, all right, but I'm talking. I'm telling myself this is not forever. Like I'm doing this for what, like a year or two. Like maybe I'm getting
That's
this
true.
experience or whatever. So
That's
it's
true.
like, so I have to be positive about this. I need to be good at what I do right now because this is a totally different thing. I was really good at what I do for the last 15 years, like the ALT job. I was really good at it. Like I could do it with my eyes closed. Like I would go in school and not worry about anything. Like whatever they throw at me, I can handle it. This thing now is like totally different. So I really have to prep the day before so I would get into the rhythm. And once I'm familiar with it, it would probably be the same thing. Like yeah, I can go there anytime. Like I don't need to bother. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to bother to really prepare a lot. Like I would just like go in there and like, all right, at the top of my head I could do things. So I need to be to be like good at it. And like I need it to be like my second nature now. When I was in radio, like I didn't do scripts. I could just go in without without a prep or whatever, and
Yeah.
I would manage to like steer the pot and like still do a good show or whatever. And but it took a while before you could actually be good at something, right? So
Yeah.
this will take a while. So yeah.
Yeah. Once you
Then
get good at
yeah.
that, once you get you get to like a higher position or something, then obviously you'll have a better schedule. I guess lesser
Yeah, well,
workload.
the thing is, like, they actually gave me a position. Like, I came in as a newbie, but I'm like the team leader. So it's really something like, oh, giving you that responsibility. So I'm really more busy because I have a responsibility because they made me team leader. So it's like I have to like set an example. Like I have to like, all right, I should stay a little bit later. Like to show
So if
people
you're like team leader of the SEAL team or the SWAT team, you'd be the first one to die, right?
exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. That's my situation right now. But then I'm thinking, well, this is not gonna be forever. I have to do a really good job, even though like because at some point I would find something that's really nearby, right? And And if they really want to keep me, then they'd probably like they have to pay me much much more. But if they don't, then it's fine because like I've got the experience that I needed,
Yeah.
and I could just like move to like to a school or whatever it is that I'm moving on to the next time, like like somewhere close, and probably get a little bit more money. And yeah, so now it's just like just focus on like this year to have a good year. Then worst comes to worst, then another year. But that's it. It's like what? It's only 2 years. Like I spent a lot of years with my I spent 8 years with my daughter, and that was like solid already. So now I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna give my wife a chance. I'm looking at it like, all right, it's her time to enjoy my daughter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my daughter's classmates are like, going through menstruation right now. Like, so I think it's really the right time that they're spending more time together than than with me. So she's spending more time with her mom than with the dad. So I think that's a good thing. So 2 years, if I can get back to like working somewhere close, then yeah, so be it. But right now, it's just like I'm looking at it in a positive way. Like, all right, it's just a bit of a time off in terms of um, not having that much time with my daughter.
Yeah, it
But
just
then
makes the
I
heart grow fonder, right? So she'll miss you more.
yeah, and I think it has a good effect because I'm not too. I lost that like anxiety that I once had because I'm
Yeah.
so busy with a lot of other things. When I get home,
Yes.
I'm just like,
Yes.
all right, I just want to hug her and whatever, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My wife is the one who's going through like that right now.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not ready to be a mother. She's been telling her sister that like her sister's here, on vacation, like
Yeah. No,
out.
Luli's there, right? Luli's there, right?
Lily's
Yeah.
not here. Like the brother's here.
Oh. Okay.
Lily's mom's here, and they've been talking, and she's been telling her like, I'm not ready for this. Like I'm doing it for the first time in
Yeah.
so many years.
Because you're the
So
hands-on dad.
I was, and now she's
Yeah.
really having a hard time, like dealing with the situation. She even wants
Yeah.
to trade with me. Like, do you want to trade? She wants to come home late from work. Then, but I was like, well, like we already did this, so well, we have to
Yeah.
face this now. You just face it, and I'm facing it the way like the way I think that that I can do, like a really good job at it. So it's like the best way I can.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. Like I don't think there's any other way.
Yeah, I mean that's something I miss, man. That's something I miss. Where, I mean, yeah, I feel that way whenever like I host an event and it takes a long time for me to get home and I come home late and I'm hungry and the kids are still awake and I know that feeling because like, oh, your day's about to end, but you feel like you've accomplished something, and you're going through. But the thing is, I don't do that every day like you do, with your work. So I would really get sick and tired of it real quick. I mean, I would want to have more time play, especially with
Dude,
someone like
there's
Diego
that
at his
book.
age. Someone like
I'm
Diego.
driving
Right?
an hour and a half every morning,
I know. I
and
told
it's
the
not like
wifey that. I told the
it's not
wifey that.
it's not even like it's because of traffic. No, it's like I'm not in traffic. I'm just like really just like moving.
It's far. It's just
That's
far.
56 kilometers one way, so that's like 112
Oh,
kilometers every
damn.
day, and that's like 3 hours or so of my life
Okay,
lost
so
because
not
of
only are
that.
you learning from your teaching, your new teaching aspect of your new teaching career, well, your teaching career, but you're also becoming a better driver. So there, two
Yeah.
words.
And when people ask me, even at work, like, how are you? I always tell them, like, I'm tired. And I would tell them, like, I've never been tired in my entire life. And they'd be like laughing, like, oh, they were like, no, no, I'm not saying that I hate the job. I like the job. I like the people that I work with. That's a really good thing. But it's just a fact that I'm tired. Like, I can't say that I'm not
Dude,
because I
I did
am
this
tired.
test. Like I said, I did this test for this like job application thing,
Right.
and I mean, it wasn't tiring. It was just confusing how they did it. Like
Right.
I could have downloaded Grammarly early on if they had said download Grammarly before you start the exam because it's timed. And they tell you at the end to download Grammarly so you can check your whatever is transcribed and stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? Why would you do that at the end? I mean, would you assume that somebody has Grammarly already? So that took time already, and that kind of like that's like points off, right? Because it took you. But I
Imagine,
mean,
yeah, that and imagine like little kids, 6-year-old
oh,
kids.
jeez.
Man, I'm surrounded by 6-year-old kids who don't listen to what you say. Like they would listen for the first 5 minutes and they're back at it again.
Oh,
So
jeez.
so that's why I'm telling them like I'm really tired. But I like my kids. I like the people I work with. It's just really far. And the job is like, it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So I tell them I'm really tired, but don't take
Yeah.
it as like as a complaint. It's just I'm saying I'm just tired. It's just a fact. But I still like what I do. So you don't have to worry about me quitting because I like what I do right now. I like the people that I work with right now. So there's no reason for me to quit, really.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that I'm really tired. If it's just like physical, like, like physical exhaustion, I can handle that.
Yeah.
What's the solution?
I
Sleep
know.
earlier,
I get you.
right? And like get vitamins or whatever. It's
Yeah.
easy to deal with. But if you don't like the people you work with, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Even if I would quit like a day or two after if I don't like the people that I work with. But because I like the people that I work with, it's not, they're not difficult people, and the kids are, yeah, they're kids. Kids are kids. I understand that. So it's and my partner, my JT, my Japanese teacher, because I'm the NT, I'm the native teacher, and I have a Japanese teacher, so we're like partners in the classroom. She's fantastic. So I don't really have a reason to to quit.
Yeah.
If there's like somebody, just one person there who would make my life difficult,
You
I
quit.
would I would
Yeah.
like
You'll pack
I've
up.
done that before. I always tell them like I worked for a multinational company who was like number three in the world at that time in their industry, in their respective industry. They were like number three in the world at that time. I walked out after 2 days. No, on the first day I decided to quit. On my actual first day, when somebody was like, you know, he was like sort of daring me, like, "Oh, don't waste our time. Don't waste the company's time. Don't waste your time." And I was
So
like, "Yeah,
you're
you're
like,
right.
okay,
What the fuck? Yeah, sure."
F
Then
it.
Wednesday, I talked to my supervisor and my district manager, and he was like, "What?" And the regional manager called me. I was like, "No, I made up my mind. Yeah, you're right. You were telling," because they were like, so like, "Oh, we are a big company," like they were like riding on their high horses, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, "Yeah, you're a newbie, blah blah blah. If you don't like it here, quit. Like, don't waste your time. Don't waste our time, blah blah blah." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, yeah, if I got this job, that means I can get any other job that I want. I got
Yeah.
in. You're bragging that you're a really good company. So that means if you're a really good company and hard to get in, what makes you think I can't get in to other big
Yeah.
companies if I really want to?" So I decided, like, fuck you. Like, yeah, fuck it. I talked to my district manager. I quit. And they were like, they don't want me to quit. The regional manager like called me and, "Don't quit, just go home. I'll give you a month and come back after like you're refreshed." But I was like, "No, I'm not going back. Fuck it. Like, I've already made up my mind." So see, like I can do that. So like I always make it a point that they understand that. Like I can walk away from this anytime. I can find other jobs. So
Yeah.
don't make
And
it
and
hard
it's
for
not
me.
like a Jerry Maguire situation where you were like fired and you're like, I'm gonna start my own company. Who's coming with me?
No,
You
no,
this
no, yeah.
stupid goldfish. Shout out to
Yeah.
Edsel, by the way, he's on board. Like I told
Oh,
you, that
Edsel, hey,
people who check in on our show from time to time.
Toronto.
But we're gonna have our next
Check it
episode
out.
on yeah, he's been Toronto. He's in Toronto right now. So Wednesday we're gonna do another show. Assuming that no hiccups in our respective schedules, and I don't know what we're talking about, but we're gonna have a different topic because like I said, we've spoken and we've discussed the social media thing, and I think it's just a given that you just have to be responsible when you go on there and just don't buy everything that it's selling, whether it's a sneaker, a car, or a human being, because it's always everyone's a salesman on social media. Everyone's trying to sell something or themselves. So don't believe the hype all the time because it's real life is real life, and I think that's just the main thing a lot of people have to believe because a lot of the kids now have a fantasy life that they live. They have this the term illusions of grandeur or something, if that's the proper term for that, where they think they're have this other separate identity where they come from an elite family or that they're celebrities or something, and they're no longer in touch with and grounded in reality because of social media and the persona that they create there, and that and it eats you up, and before you know it, you're no longer the person you are in real life. So keep that in mind, and don't neglect what's near you. You don't have to go far if you already have, friends and family who are near you. That's the thing.
That's
A lot of
true. That's
right.
true.
It's not the quantity; it's the quality. Remember that. So, Ice, we'll do the show Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do it Wednesday. And thanks a lot for joining us, Gabby, Mama Arlene, Edsel, those who join us, CJ.
CJ. DJ.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, CJ was here earlier. So yeah, we'll see you when we see you. And this has been the OK Show, the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one, and we are out.
Bye.